So for those that may not know me, I am Kyla Swan, and I am a 5-star diamond Beachbody coach. I currently work from home. I have for the last 19 months, and I work Beachbody full time. So that is a little bit about my background. I originally, in college, I went to school. I got my bachelor's in agribusiness and my master's degree in management and leadership. And I really had no idea where God was leading me or what I would do with my life. Honestly, I had been financial advising and it was terrible. I made no money. Dancy, this is the live video. So, anyways, I just had a really hard time trying to figure out what God wanted for me and how I could help people. And I was then sitting at Chili's one day, and I felt like God just told me that I needed to sign up as a Beachbody coach. And that may sound so crazy, but I had seen a post from a girl, and it was about income, actually. And typically, if I would see like a multi-level marketing company income post, I would be so turned off and just keep scrolling. But for some reason that day, God just opened my eyes and said, you need to sign up. And what was crazy about this situation is that I had tried Shakeology in the past. I had been given a free sample, and it had directions on how to make it and all that stuff, and I just decided not to listen, and I shook it in my shaker bottle thinking I was a CrossFitter at the time, drinking protein, and I thought, well, if this is good protein, then it needs to taste good when I shake it because I don't have time to blend it. And I shook that Shakeology up, and it was disgusting, and I was like, I am never doing that again. And so then when I'm sitting in Chili's that day, God told me to sign up, and so I did. And I was still CrossFitting, loving CrossFit, and so I thought, well, I better figure out how to like this shake because I'm going to be a coach now. So I did. I blended it, and it was amazing. I have since then become really good at making shakes, and I love them so much. So that's just a little bit about my story. But I do want to go ahead and start off with a question. And I want that question to be, as the new year right now, as we're watching this, it is January the, I think, 11th or 12th or something like that. When you work from home, you kind of forget the days. But it is at the beginning of January. And I want to know what, if you've been thinking of New Year's resolutions, where do you want to be in a year? Typically, I would think to myself, like before I became a Beachbody coach, before I was goal-oriented, like shooting for things, big goals, I would think about my life and think like, where do I want to be in a year? What kind of impact do I want to make this year? And those sort of things. So I want you to share below, be vulnerable, open your heart, and let us hear. I want to hear those of you that are on. It looks like there's about 13 people right now. I want to know what your heart is. Where do you want to be in a year? You don't have to be thinking coaching, anything in life. What is it that you want to accomplish this year? So I guess a little bit into my journey with coaching is the things that I've loved the most about coaching. Number one, my purpose. So going to school, I got both my degrees in 3 years, and that was so hard and so amazing at the same time. I knew that I wanted to get my master's, but if I waited a long time, then I would not do it. And so I pressed through the hard times, and I just kept my head down, and I got those degrees done. But what I was left with after that, I thought that getting your degrees was like a free pass to make $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 a year, and to be fulfilled, to find what you love. And what I quickly found out was that was the farthest from the truth. I was handed these pieces of paper along with 20 plus $1,000 of debt for each of them, and was set, given the advice, go figure it out on your own. And so that's when I became a financial advisor, and literally in 10 months of financial advising made $900 and was living off of a Discover credit card when I met my husband. We were just boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, and he wanted to help provide for me and to pay for my stuff, and I just was not okay with that. I hated that, and so I lived off my credit card. And when I became a Beachbody coach, I didn't have money. I had nothing. I had a credit card, and that's how I signed up. I put my challenge pack on a credit card, knowing that God said, you need to do this. And I know from experience, when God speaks, you have an opportunity to say yes to him and to be his hands and feet, and to be fulfilled and lifted up and just all those amazing things. Or you could say no, because there's free will and you miss out on the blessing that he gives. And so I did pay that credit card off. That was the first thing I paid off with a Beachbody, probably about 4 or 5 months into coaching. And that was the best feeling ever, to know that I did it. I was able to accomplish something. And so for me, one of the biggest things with Beachbody that I have in coaching that I have been so fulfilled is I am the type of person that I love goals. I love hitting small goals. I love knowing that working hard brings fulfillment, and I can be recognized. I can be given a raise. I can, accomplish all these things by my hard work. And growing up and working, like I've always loved working, I was a server, and it was so fun to me to see how much money I could make. Not because I was wanting to do stupid stuff with my money, but just because it was an action, adventure for me to do that, to compete with myself. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that I missed before coaching, was not being able to push myself to reach goals that other people would never try to reach. And definitely I wanted to say that coaching is something that is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. It is something that I will happily put in 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, because I love what I do. I truly love what I do. My husband works all the time, and I will sit at home by myself without the TV on and on the couch and just work for hours, because it's something that fills me up. It's something that is so rewarding to me. I don't know if you guys saw my post this past week, but I have been struggling with joy, and joy in every other area of life besides coaching, besides my job. And I'm talking marriage, I'm talking my relationship with God, with friendship, just really feeling defeated in all these areas. And several occasions of I'm pregnant, for those that may not know, and I'm 23 weeks this week. And so my emotions are different right now and all of these sorts of things. But to me, that's not an excuse to be a crazy person, in all honesty. And so I just have been letting the smallest things get to me. And so this week I had a meltdown, and I was just I need my joy. All I want to do is work. I just want to work, because that is where I'm feeling joyous right now in this season. And to me, that is the biggest blessing. That is the best blessing ever, to know that something that is not, this job is helping people. It is loving people. It is encouraging. It is lifting people up. And honestly, it's telling people you can do this when they don't believe it. when in their own mind, they do not think that they can do it. But that person that is running alongside them on the sidelines saying, you've got this. You're not quitting. You are not quitting. I just want to tell y'all a story. And I have notes, and I have not even been reading my notes. So I'm sorry if I ramble a little, but God is just speaking, so I'm going to just follow. So this week, actually today, I had the chance I have somebody doing a 3-day refresh. And those that may not know what that is, that's a 3-day cleanse, which is for a lot of people like such a breeze. It's 3 days. I mean, anybody can do anything for 3 days, right? So I have people lose 2 to 10 pounds on this cleanse. And there's this one specific customer that I have, and she, reached out and she was like, okay, I'm ready for the cleanse. I'm ready to do this, Kyla. Let's, can I do it? And I'm just like laughing, like, yes, you can do it, but you're going to have to put the candy down, like no sodas, no candy for 3 days. You can do it. And she just laughed. And so then today is day 3. And I made my post this morning about it. You might be tired. You might be sore. You might be saying, oh, one cheat meal, nobody sees it. One missed workout, nobody knows. But that matters. What you're doing every day matters. And so I tagged her in the post and I said, hey, how are you today? And she said, I quit. I'm not doing it today. And I sent her a message and I was like, you're doing this. You are not quitting. You have what it takes. Gave her a little kick in the butt, but a pep talk, because we have that relationship. And then I get on her page and I see that something tragic happened this morning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the worst person ever that I just did that. I gave her a swift kick in the butt this morning about finishing this cleanse, and now I'm seeing something crazy, and I felt so bad. And I sent her a text and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. I did not see that. And she said, no, Kyla, that was such a blessing to me. I needed that. I needed to see that. She was like, it's day 3. What the heck? Why am I trying to give up on this? And it's like, to me, that I just had to stop and just say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, that you can lead me, that you can give me guidance, that you can give me wisdom to help others. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, but okay, so some perks to the business. You get to work this on your own hours. All of the trainings are recorded. All of the calls, if there's something that you have going on, if there's family, any of that stuff, it's recorded. So you can do this at your own, on your own timing. I, this past weekend, went to something called a Super Saturday. And what that is we have 4 events per year, that are in the surrounding cities, and there's probably 6,000 to 8,000 people per event. And this girl spoke, and she is a 6-figure earner. She works full time. She rescues animals, so she has 3 rescue dogs at all times in her house. So she doesn't just sit at home and has nothing to do. And she works the business an hour and a half every day. She's a full-time teacher. She wakes up early, gets her workout in, and does some stuff in the morning. And then after she gets off work, she immediately comes home and works for an hour to an hour and a half before her husband gets home. And that's all she works the business. And she just totally gave her plan and what she does and her schedule. And she said, there is no excuse for those that want to be successful, that want to have freedom, that want to help other people, that want to lose weight, that want to be held accountable, that want to have a community of women support them. There is no excuse why they can't be the ones that get that. Why not them? There is no reason why they can't be. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that's so good, because so many times we don't feel like we're enough, that this could actually work for us, that we aren't worth having a life more than just our 8 to 5 job that's sitting at a desk. That, yes, we need corporate America and we need these jobs to keep our world going, but why can't you have more? Why can't your family be impacted? Why can't your friends and family be impacted by living a healthier life? Like, why not you? Why can't you be their encouragement? That's the question I want to ask you, because before you step outside of your comfort zone, life is just going to be normal. You're not going to get to experience things that, setting goals that make you want to throw up. You're that uncomfortable when you set a goal and you hit that goal. You're like, holy crap, life has changed. I am so powerful. And that's something that, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but that was what I was looking for. That is what my go-getter, determined, just strong-minded self was looking for, was for more. To live this life and to leave a legacy, and to say that when I die, whether that be tomorrow or whether that be in 50, 60, 80 years, I don't even know how many years. I mean, nobody knows how many years you're going to live. I want to make that difference now. Every single day matters. Every day. Your life, your normal little life that you live Monday through Friday right now matters. Your legacy is being built now. So what are you doing today that's going to change the world around you? Are you doing anything? And if you're not, why not give it a try? Why not say, I'm going to give this a year? Not, I'm going to give this a month. Because it's not something that's a get-rich-quick scheme. We are not a, pyramid scheme that is $1 million overnight. And I'm going to tell you that up front. It's not. It takes work. It takes dedication. It takes consistency. It takes commitment. But it is worth every single thing that you put in. So, things that I love sharing my life. And some of you may be thinking, yeah, but I could never be that vulnerable on Facebook. Kyla shares a lot of stuff, and I don't think that I could do that. And, well, number one, your main social media platform doesn't have to be Facebook. It could be Instagram. It could be blogging. It could be any of those things. But being uncomfortable, again, changes people's lives. Me being uncomfortable impacts others. Me being uncomfortable brings freedom, breaks chains that people are holding. So is that worth it for me and my pride and my ego, for people to know the dirt that goes on in my life? Because I'm not perfect. I'm human. And God gives me a voice and gives me trials and me all these different things to go through to bring others out of that same sort of thing. So why wouldn't I share my life? Why wouldn't I share what's working and what I'm struggling with, to see if anybody else wants to team up to get out of this battle together? So some other things is the friendship, the personal growth. So I never used to read personal growth before. I did devotions on the Bible. I read the Bible in a year a couple of times, but I never was really focused on growing my mind and becoming a better human, in all areas, in marriage, in friendship, in every area. And so coaching has opened that opportunity, and that is one of the tasks that Beachbody asks us every day to do, is personal growth. The friendships, I can tell you that even today, I was blessed beyond belief, to meet with someone about a really exciting thing that's coming to Waco. And I can tell you that over the last, probably 12 months, I've prayed, use me in my city. use me in Waco. I want to be your hands and feet in Waco. And for many of you that know my story, you know that God has placed on my heart that I will build an orphanage. And with the earnings of my Beachbody business that I own. And that's something that I prayed through, was like, Lord, give me a reason to want to be successful. Give me something that I can tangibly just see and taste for this money that I'm making, because I didn't want to be that person that was just so hungry for helping more people and making more money and my checks being so big to go blow and to be a materialistic, just yucky person. And God gave me the vision that I will build an orphanage, and I know that that's going to happen. And for the longest time, I thought, in my heart, God has given me a love for little African American babies. And I never knew why, because I'm married to a white man, so I'm not going to have African American babies, but I love them so much. Genuinely see one, and I'm just like, over the moon. And I thought, after the orphanage stuff happened, I thought, God gave me that love because I'm going to build an orphanage in some other place that it's little African American babies that I'm going to get to save. And so I was so pumped, just like, okay, here's another piece to this puzzle that I'm getting to figure out. And then I had a dream that the orphanage was in Waco. And I'm like, okay, well, it's in Waco. There will be all sorts of babies in there. But, y'all, these things, this dream, this just and even believing that this will happen, because if I was working an 8-to-5 job that I didn't have the potential to grow financially, who would believe that that was going to really happen? Who would believe? That would be like, oh, well, if I won the lottery, then I can build this orphanage, Jesus. But no, this is happening. I know that this is going to happen. And so just that in itself is something that I've been so blessed by. And just raising my babies to that, well, my mom thinks this way, and so this must be normal. Yes, this is normal. I want my kids to think that this is normal, that this mindset that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to is real. Because that's what God says in the Bible, that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. And yes, it comes with people downing you. And yes, it comes with people mocking you and making fun of you and haters that do not love you. But that's okay, because they're the ones missing out. They're missing out on their life potential because all they're worried about is you and what you're doing. And that's something you just have to let go. So, okay, I want to get to some more of my little notes that I was supposed to be doing. So practically, what does it look like? It looks like working anywhere from 30 minutes a day to however many hours you want to work. I typically work an 8-hour day, but days like today where I go to Waco twice a week, or I go see a friend, or I go see family, and I will just take off whenever I want to. But I do work every single day. I check in on Facebook in my groups. I do my workout. I drink my shake every single day. You will never catch me not doing those things because that is my job and I love it. And that's one of the best things, is that you don't have to have the perfect body. You don't have to be at your goal weight. You don't have to know all of everything about coaching, but you have to show up, and you are held so much more accountable when you know people are watching you and when you know that what you're doing matters. Because I can preach to you guys and I can use old pictures of myself and post about it and pretend that that's me now. But when you see me in public and you see that my body or what, is not matching up with what I'm saying or what I'm asking other people to do, then you're going to think it's a joke and you're not going to believe me that it works. And so it holds you accountable that you have to keep doing these things that you're asking other people to do, or they will not respect you. And so I try to lead by example. I never ask my people to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. I drink my Shakeology every day. I build relationships on social media. I expand my network, meet new friends, get on Facebook groups and mingle, and just, pretty much that is the gist of what I do. Is I am trying to add value every single day on my social media to help someone else out. And that's so fun because you get to see the different things that God's given you as your strength that you get to help other people. Coaching is not just my strength. Coaching is my job. But I love antiquing furniture. I love healthy cooking. I love just marriage and all these other things that I get to share about on social media that gives me the opportunity to help others. So, as we're going along, if you guys can ask questions so that I don't keep us too long, that would be great. What is coaching? Coaching is not cold calling. It is not being a salesperson. It is not a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. You're not spamming people. I'm not spamming people. Some people may be. And you are focused on creating a team that wants to help other people. So probably one of the biggest tips that I can give you guys really quick, I'm just going to drop this, and it is, if you're thinking about becoming a coach, choose who you are most relatable to. Choose who gives you support. Choose who is going to encourage and motivate and recognize, and who's going to give you support even when they're not getting the benefits of it. And that's really all I'm going to say on that. But you should be able to kind of pick up on that, is that you get to choose your coach. You have the power to choose your coach. And that's a huge deal. Once you decide to sign up with someone, there's no going back. There's no changing that. And if your coach is living it out, is being this light that you're attracted to, then you want to be a part of that. So just a little tip I'll give you guys. But pretty much how you get started. So how you get started personally is you get your tools that you need to be successful. So what that looks like is you get a workout program, you get your Shakeology, you get your portion control container system, and you get your meal plan. And when you get that package, you don't have to pay the coach fee. The $40 coach fee is waived. Now, that next month, you do pay $17 for your website, and your Shakeology every month is $199.63. That's with shipping and the Shakeology. So it's about $117 total. So if you're not ready to coach right now, totally okay. We're not on this call to pressure you. We're not on this call to, be that icky salesperson that I just talked about earlier. I'm on this call to encourage. I'm on this call to motivate you to be the best person that you can be. The person that God created you to be your full potential, to not live your life thinking, what if I said yes to something that God was saying, say yes to? What would happen? That's what I want to encourage you to do. Whatever it is, live your potential in life. Don't just be ordinary, because that's not how God made you. God knew you before you were born. He called you by name. He knows how many hairs are on your head. So that is powerful. God knew and chose you before you ever chose him. So, use that. Take that and freaking use it. Don't let it go to waste, because the world needs you. You were placed here and you're still breathing because you are needed. Not because you're just this person that's not powerful, that doesn't have potential and doesn't have passion and doesn't have purpose in life.